This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to one of the longest recaps and reviews that I will have. This one really is only shorter than a few. The ones that would be longer is Attack of the Clones, the Clone Wars movie with the other episodes tying in, and the Revenge of the Sith one I will be doing, which I'm actually going to be most likely splitting into multiple parts, since I'll be covering Revenge of the Sith, Clone Wars finale, parts of the Bad Batch, the flashback from the Book of Boba Fett, and Jedi Fallen Order in that. So there will be a lot in that. And that one will most likely have to be 2 parts, maybe even 3, with the review being completely separate. And, well, once I do that, but let's just get into this because I'll be going over the episodes. Senate Spy, Landing at Point Rain, Weapons Factory, Legacy of Terror, and Brain Invaders. I know that Senate Spy isn't really part of this arc, but it helps set it up, so I'm putting it in as a prologue to the arc since it's so greatly tied in. But let's get into it. Padme Amidala is asked by the Jedi Council to go on a mission to spy on her old friend Rush Clovis, and she initially rejects it, not knowing that he's suspected as a separatist spy. And when the Jedi Council asks Anakin, he goes and says that Padme definitely shouldn't, especially because he could be a spy for the separatists. And once Padme knows this, she decides to go and spy on her old friend and ex-lover, as Anakin goes posing as a pilot, but who's truly there to protect his secret wife. They go on a mission to Cater Nemodia, where they meet with Clovis, and Padme does begin to look into it and reveals that Clovis has plans to build a new droid factory on Geonosis with the Separatists, and Padme is horrified, but in a plan to try and get leverage over Clovis, the Nemoidians have poisoned her, and Clovis seeks for a cure, not knowing that Padme is secretly working against him. And once he realizes what's going on, he tries to bargain with Anakin, saying that he will get the cure if he's given back the information. But Anakin double crosses him, and once they have the cure, he gives it to Padme, and he decides to leave Clovis behind and brings the plans of the new droid factory back to the Jedi Council. And this now leads to the Republic forces planning an assault on the world of Geonosis to take out the droid factories. A three-pronged attack is planned on Geonosis to take out the shield generators protecting the factory. Anakin leads one, Obi-Wan leads another, and Ki-Adi-Mundi leads the third. While trying to fly down, all 3 Jedi's gunships are shot down, with Anakin and Mundi crashing a good amount away from the drop zone. But Obi-Wan has landed near the drop zone, but has been severely injured in the crash. Anakin, Ahsoka, and Rex plan to go through paths to get to the rendezvous point and have to scale a large wall, which they did see in the briefing, but Anakin thought that they would never go across it. They are able to successfully destroy the wall and continue forward as Ki-Adi-Mundi leads his troopers through a small cave system, and when attacked by the Geonosians, his troopers equipped with flamethrowers are able to hold them off. And Obi-Wan Kenobi is able to be rescued from the wreckage of his gunship by the clone troopers Waxer and Boyle. This battle is getting intense, and the Jedi have finally managed to regroup, and Anakin and Ahsoka lead the assault on the shield generator and are able to take it down, preparing the Republic forces for the next stage of the attack. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ki-Adi-Mundi are sent back for now to have their injuries treated, and Jedi Master Luminara Unduli and her Padawan Barriss Offee meet up with Anakin and Ahsoka to coordinate the attack on the main droid factory. Poggle, of course, is preparing his defenses and is not willing to give up without a fight as he prepares his droid forces and his newly designed super tanks to take on the Jedi. And as Anakin and Luminara lead a diversion attack on the main facility, Ahsoka and Barriss sneak through the tunnels under the factory so they can get in and destroy the factory itself. And Anakin and Luminara are doing a good job until the super tanks are sent out, which cannot be harmed by the firepower of Republic forces. So they go and decide to blow the bridge so the super tanks cannot get across and are falling down to the bottom of the deep ravine under the bridge. So while they do that, Ahsoka and Barriss are able to get to the main generator, but are spotted by a Geonosis, and this leads Poggle, his tactical droid, and the super tank to come in and be able to confiscate the explosives they have. Poggle is able to escape, but they are able to take down the tactical droid and infiltrate the super tank. Knowing that there's only one way out of this, Ahsoka and Barriss go and destroy the generator to the factory, collapsing it upon them and burying them alive. Anakin, being very optimistic, begins to dig through the rubble, although Luminara believes that her apprentice is lost and that she must accept it. But Ahsoka is able to use skills that Anakin taught her to communicate with Anakin, and Anakin and Luminara are able to get their apprentices out and save their lives. Although they have won a major victory, they must capture Poggle before he can escape and be able to once again take back the planet. So Luminara goes out and begins to scout for Poggle against the wishes of the other Jedi. She is caught in a sandstorm and arrives at the Progate Temple, where she begins to investigate and look for Poggle. Going in, although she is advised not to and to wait for backup, she is ambushed by undead Geonosians and taken to the Geonosian Queen. Once the storm lifts, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Cody go to infiltrate this temple and find Luminara. At first, they have a pretty easy time getting in, but are soon attacked by the undead Geonosians, who cannot be easily taken down. If they have their limbs removed, they are still moving, and the brain worms inside of them keep them alive and willing to fight. So at this point, the Jedi have to fall back a little, and losing many troops to this, including some they sent up to the surface, they know they have to quickly rescue Luminara and escape. So Anakin and Obi-Wan go to meet up with the Jedi Master and spring a trap. They meet the Queen and try to negotiate, although it is all a trap. And once they realize that negotiation is bad and that a brain worm is about to be put into Luminara, they are able to rescue her and begin to escape. The clones shoot down support beams, and the Jedi take Poggle prisoner, dragging him along. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Luminara, Cody, and the remaining clones run as the tunnels begin to collapse, and they escape just barely out of the temple. The final victories on Geonosis have been won, but as some of the clones rest in victory, one of the brain worms goes into one of the clone troopers and takes over his mind. He now plans to go and raise an army of Geonosians and brings more of the brain worms onto a ship that Ahsoka and Varys have been assigned to take to help Master Kit Fisto at a medical station. And once these clones begin to be infected by the brain worms, they continue to spread it through other clones and try to ambush the Jedi so they could try to control them. This time it does not work, and they leave some of the clones that are still not controlled to watch over them. But soon they see that things are becoming pretty bad as they split up. Varys tries to disable the engines while Ahsoka goes to contact Anakin and Kit Fisto. Varys is captured and infected by the brain worms, and Ahsoka is able to contact Anakin, who goes and tortures Poggle to get the information out of him on how to defeat the brain worms. Anakin is then able to contact Ahsoka, and he tells her how to defeat them by using the cold. And Ahsoka now has to fight Barriss as she tries to lower the temperature in the ship. Kit Fisto is also contacted and told of what is on board as he prepares a quarantine team to be able to get everyone out. And Ahsoka fights off Barriss, who begs her friend to kill her. Ahsoka refuses and soon passes out after defeating Barriss. Waking up on the medical facility, Ahsoka learns that all of the brain worms have been destroyed and that this near disaster was averted. Although she does wonder if she did the right thing in sparing Barriss's life, especially if things got worse. Anakin tells her that she did do the right thing since she believed in her friend. And we have an amazing arc here. It's kind of been a week since I recorded the last part of this, because I actually thought this was supposed to be last week's video, but didn't get to this part yet, and realized I accidentally did, well, last week's, so I still am going to go over this, and I had a lot of fun doing this video. And even though I had a bunch of time to edit, I didn't do anything until Friday. So, yeah. And this is either coming out at 9:30 tomorrow, or it's not coming out tomorrow because I'm going to be really busy tomorrow, or tomorrow isn't today, if today's Saturday. So I hope I can finish this. But still, this is an amazing arc. We have a very good storyline and very interesting characters. I really like that we had the chance to see just so much happening here. We got to see the Battle of Geonosis for the second time, far more expanded than it was in Attack of the Clones. And we get so much great stuff in this. We get the introduction of Barris. We have the Geonosians. We have the Brain Invaders. These episodes in this arc is near perfection. The weakest part of these is the Clovis one, and that's still a good episode. And I only count it as part of this because, well, it's involved in the part where they find the droid factory and decided that really it is an essential part of Clone Wars when this Geonosis arc. So I decided, yeah, these will be together. Plus, it cuts off one week of videos I have to do towards the end. And yeah, I think that this is just such an amazing arc. We get so much great stuff. From in the first one, we get the great split up of our three Jedi to the infiltration of the catacombs to our amazing scene with the super tanks and Anakin saving his apprentice. Then we get such great horror with the zombies, and then we get to see them take over the clones and have a really cool and unique lightsaber fight between a mind-controlled Jedi, which is something I really think would happen, and with a regular Jedi, and that was just a great storyline. I think that this is one of the best and most unique arcs of the Clone Wars, and that is why I'm going to be rating it very high. But yeah, I just have so much fun with this. I don't even think I have enough time to cover everything that's great about this arc, because it's just such a great storyline. So much is done here, and I think that we just need to get more storylines like this. Even though the Clone Wars is over, it'd be great to see storylines like the Geonosis arc go on into shows like The Bad Batch and The Mandalorian, where we just get a few episodes focusing on a massive conflict and going towards the different characters that are involved in it. It would work a lot better for The Bad Batch than for Mandalorian, since Mandalorian would have to mainly focus on Mando, although they could do what they did in the Book of Boba Fett and focus on another character for an episode, although I don't think that is good. But this would work perfectly for a Bad Batch, where they could be helping a world be liberated from the Empire, or at least try to do it, but they will fail since no planet besides Lothal seems to have done it. And we could see them going into different pairs and have episodes focusing on the different numbers as they lead different units of attack against Imperial forces. But yeah, I think that'd be a really fun idea, and this is why this is such a great one, because we get to see all aspects of the battle, and we get to focus on different characters at different points of it. I love how characters just keep coming in and coming out, because this feels like one of the most realistic ones, because so many people get injured, taken out of the fight, and come back in at different points. It's a very exciting arc, and yeah, let's go to my rating of it. I had to give this a 97.2, putting it far into the lead of all of the other episodes we have so far. The closest is Holocron Heist with a 95.5, but still, that is a pretty good way off from this. Not a lot, but when looking at what we have here, the only one that's kind of close in it is between Bounty Hunters and the R2 missing one. Yeah, I think this arc definitely deserves it. As I said, there's hardly any weak parts, and the weakest part is the Clovis part. And that is, just kind of an add-on that I decided. So I want to know what you think of this arc. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.